The Strange Mansion. A humble potter lived in Baghdad. He sat every morning in the market with his large basket ready to be hired for work. One day, a veiled lady asked him to follow her to the shops. She bought many things: a jar of wine, meats, breads, fruits, vegetables, flowers, spices, and perfumes. Carrying the heavy load, they came to a mansion and the door was opened by a very beautiful woman. Inside, in a large courtyard, lavishly furnished, sat a woman on a throne even more beautiful than the other two. They were three sisters: Zubaida on the throne, Sadia, who opened the door, and Amina, who bought everything. They gave a lot of money to the potter and asked to stay and rest and eat. So he was given a splendid meal and allowed to rest. They only insisted that he might talk and sing, but he mustn't ask questions. Visitors to the mansion. That night, as the potter sat enjoying the hospitality of the ladies, three strangers who were wandering dervishes arrived in the city. They heard the music and asked for shelter for the night there. The kind ladies allowed them to stay there and gave them a meal. While they ate, there was a knock at the door. Caliph Harun al-Rashid used to walk through the city with his wazir and an attendant, all disguised as ordinary citizens. Hearing the beautiful music from the mansion, he knocked at the door. "We are merchants who have just arrived," said the wazir, "and we have no place to stay. May we spend some time resting here?" They too were treated with courtesy and hospitality. There was only one condition: no one must ask any questions. The dervishes told the stories of the adventures, and then, in the morning, all the guests departed, still wondering about the mansion. The Poor Man's Dream. In Baghdad, there lived a very poor man. He struggled to make both ends meet by working as a potter or a laborer whenever he could, returning to his house completely exhausted. One night, he fell asleep as usual, but was troubled by dreams. In the dream, an old man appeared and said, "What are you doing in Baghdad? You should go to Cairo to seek your fortune." The man awoke and went about his work as usual, but all day the dream kept coming to his mind. After a few days, he thought he should follow the advice of the old man in his dream. He decided to go to Cairo to seek his fortune. He closed his house and left for Cairo, traveling over land and the sea, reaching the place rather late at night. He knew no one in Cairo and found no inn, so he found shelter in a mosque and fell asleep there. The Fortune. That night, a band of robbers entered the mosque and climbed over the wall into the neighboring house to steal. However, the people living there woke up and raised a hue and cry. The robbers ran for their lives. The police arrived but found only the traveler sleeping in the mosque. They arrested the stranger and thrashed him, thinking he was in league with the robbers. For 3 days, he was put into a prison before being hauled before the chief of police. On being questioned, he told him about his dream and how he came from Baghdad to seek his fortune. The police chief laughed. "You silly fellow. I have dreamt of a house in Baghdad with a hidden treasure under a fountain. But I didn't go there to find it. It's just a dream." The poor man returned to Baghdad, realizing that the house was his own. Digging under the fountain, he found his fortune.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, Subscribe to Sahil Book House.